bringing me on, and it was funny. There are a lot of hilarious moments, but as far as Nicolas Cage, he's one of the ones where like it just, he just stays to himself. I'm not about to, go up and talk to him. It's just, again, respecting boundaries. Like, I hate to say it sounds like you're a child, but speak when spoken to.
Okay.
To the talent, which is like the actors.
Yeah,
so a conversation, you can have that conversation, but don't just go walking up to them and start talking to them, because that's considered inappropriate.
Yeah, I don't know how, if I ever met Nicolas Cage, I'd probably just like, oh my God, I'd be nervous. Like,
really?
Yeah, you made like the man made all of my favorite movies for the most part. Him and Bruce Willis.
There was actually there are like fan pages being made about this film, like while we were shooting, trying to get like details on where we were filming. And one time I was stepping off the trailer, and this guy, we were at this abandoned parking lot. And so this guy drove up in his car, like, I mean, it was a big parking lot, so anybody could really just drive up on it, unfortunately. And he was, hey, is this where they're shooting the Nicolas Cage movie? And I'm like, I'm not going to answer. I was like, no. And he's like, I heard this is where they're shooting. I'm like, no. And I'm like there by myself, so I'm like trying to hear because you don't know what these fans are going to do. But, yeah.
That's wild. So, as you know, we're covering this on the podcast this season, currently the third season of Atlanta on FX. So I wanted to shift gears again and ask you, what was it like working with the cast and crew of Atlanta and being part of this season, especially after they've been away for so long? It's been like 4 years that they've been on air.
It was great. So last year was my first year ever working on the show. And I've always thought it would be cool to work on it. And luckily, again, my department head, so fortunate to have her. She brought me on because she was also the department head for Teal. She's been with Atlanta since season 1. Wow. Like them. So her bringing me on to help out with season 3, like that was amazing. She did Donald's makeup, so I never touched him. But I mean, he always had this positive energy about him. And last day, he asked us a question in the trailer. He was like, what would you want to see on TV? And like all 3 of us got to answer.
Wow.
Yeah, like what we want to see. And I told him that I would want to see, have you ever seen The Office?
Yes.
So The Office, but about a film set. And how funny that would be. So we don't know if that'll ever happen. But
see,
out there.
So when his next show on Amazon comes out, and that scene is in it, we gonna know that he owe you a check.
Right.
That's amazing. So can you say who you got to work on set?
So the season 3, so they shot the European part of season 3. They shot that in the beginning of 2021.
Okay.
So they shot that overseas. So the department head for that show had me on another TV show with her called Step Up.
Okay.
Which comes on Stars. It hasn't come out yet. So they shot the first part of season 3 over there. Then they shot season 4 during the summer.
Okay.
During the summer, I was on another film for Netflix. And
cool.
Then when season 3, the Atlanta part started, that's those the episodes that don't involve the main characters.
Okay, so like the big payback, which
like that one, and then like the first episode with the little boy and the foster moms who drove off the bridge, like those were all filmed in the fall.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the part that I worked on. I didn't go overseas.
Okay. So you worked.
But Donald, he directed all of those episodes.
Okay, cool. Gotcha. So you worked on the episode The Big Payback.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the one we just recently covered, which was an amazing. episode of television. Shout out to Justin Bartha because he played out of that white dude. But yeah, that was pretty cool, and I did,
Mhm.
and I was kind of like looking, and I was like, do I see Ashley's name? Do I see Ashley's name? But the credits go by so fast. So, but yeah, so let me ask you to date, what has been the best experience that you had doing what you've been blessed to do?
I would say Till is my most favorite
Uh-huh.
film. Um, because it's gonna be monumental. Like, I mean, the story needs to be on the big screen, in my opinion.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I just feel so honored to have been asked to like work on it. And yeah, that's my. I mean, I'm proud of all of my projects, but well, most of them. But um, there's some way in the back that won't mention. But the one for Till, like that's like the best 2 months of last year because I
Wow.
just I loved it. It was a very heavy topic, obviously,
Uh-huh.
but it's gonna be amazing. Like it's Danielle Deadwyler, like she was great. I mean, all of that was great, but she was amazing.
Yeah, Danielle Deadwyler, who also had a role in Atlanta as well.
Uh,
I'm very interested in Teal, and it's good that you mentioned that because that brings me to my next question, is to talk about more about your experience with working on Teal, and how did you feel working on the set where the subject matter, of course, is very heavy and very painful, and if
mhm.
you can speak on your experience being part of the production and the perspective of the importance and adding and how you are involved in adding realism to that story and to those characters' faces and how you're honoring the role they're embodying.
I would say the production itself, um, they they understood that
Mm,
it was um heavy subject matter. So what I commend them for is they actually had a therapist
mm,
that pretty much almost every day for if anyone needed to talk about it, if anyone had emotions to get out, she was there. And like it was understood that, you know, people may start tearing up, people may start crying. And one day in particular that I will never forget is when um we all know we've seen pictures of Emmett Till's body.
yes.
And so when it came time to where for, you know, on set for them to actually show the body, they
Mm,
had to come in to before we even started filming,
mm,
they come in to view it so
mm,
that it wouldn't be like a shock to us when we go in and touch up and all of a sudden it's there and then like, emotion starts. So they're very respectful.
mm.
So,
Okay.
I did appreciate that.
Wow. That's yeah, it's I'm preparing myself to
Yeah.
when I can to watch that. I haven't seen the ABC show
Uh-huh.
because
I need to watch it.
I okay you do well. I will get to it. It's just that the that story and what happened
Yeah.
to that young man and how he was tragically murdered for no reason it's really heavy, but I am happy that they, like you said, they honored what the story that they were making, and of course that you all had help and guidance through that, and especially because we talk about mental health on the show
Hmm.
a lot on and definitely that they had those resources for you and all the other people involved, because it's just tough, So I can't wait to see it,
Yeah.
Um, so so when you are giving your acceptance speech at the next
Oh gosh.
Academy Awards, besides God and your parents, who are you gonna think?
Honestly, I feel like other than outside of God and my parents, I owe my career to other makeup artists.
Mhm.
Like they're the ones who refer you to jobs. They're the ones who hire you. Um, so have a when you have other artists who look out for you, who, because this industry can be very, I mean, not can be, it is very cutthroat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people warn me all the time, just in general, like, oh, people can backstab you, people can say one thing about you to your face and then behind your back. Like, I've been warned all of that, and it can become very disheartening. But so far, my experience has been more positive than negative. And so when you have artists that do look out for you, um, I owe my career to them. So I would be thanking the community pretty much.
Fantastic. That's wonderful. And since you mentioned that, because I did want to ask you as well, is there any advice or wisdom that you can impart on any other young artists out there that are seeking to break into the industry?
The main thing I would say is don't rush the process. As in, because nowadays you have people wanting to get in, break into TV and film, and they want to become top dog right away.
Hmm.
And no, you have to work your way up to that.
Hmm.
And always be a student.
Hmm.
Like, you can learn something. I mean, there can be 50 million ways to apply blush, but you may learn another way from another artist how to do it. So never think you're too good to learn anything, and never think you're too good for somebody to school you on something. So be humble.
Mm-hmm.
And again, just don't rush the process, like, because that's the main thing I see with some people coming in, and like I said, they just want to be at the top right away. And it's like, no, you need to learn the process first. You need to get more experience, being on set, being in the trailer, working background. Like, you need to get all of this experience, or you can just succeed, really. Because, like, even with me myself, I have aspirations to climb up. How
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to do it tomorrow, only because when my time comes, I want to be thorough. Like, I know
Right.
what I'm doing, and I don't want, because you can ruin your reputation by pretty much effing up. Or you get into a higher position, you don't know what you're doing. Word travels fast,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to be known as that person who messed up the whole makeup department.
No.
And that has happened,
Mm.
but like with other people, and that's not the word I want to be about me. So trust the process. When your time comes, it'll happen in its own time. But until then, do the work. Do the work.
Yes, amazing, amazing, amazing. And of course seeing your work, seeing your lovely face every on my timeline and everything, like, oh, she's so talented. You're definitely gonna go places. And I am serious about about that Academy Awards thing, because it's gonna happen. I manifest that for you.
You know what? I maybe, who knows, maybe about 20 years or something.
Uh,
Like,
so when Will Smith gets to come back is when.
you know what? You know what? That'd be the goal.
So yeah, we can do that. We can have him present you.
Exactly. And that'll be my request.
So is there anything else that you want to plug, or any other upcoming projects that we can keep
Um,
an eye out on, and I can just say Ashley did that?
Other than Atlanta, nothing that I worked on last year has been released yet.
Hmm.
And I mean, I can't wait for Till to come out. Like, honestly, I cannot wait, because it's gonna be great. And like I said, that's the project that I'm most excited for. But other than that, um, yeah, like the other stuff,
Hmm.
Step Up on Stars. I haven't heard a release date about that. That was supposed to be out
I,
in the fall.
I
Like,
think I saw I think they're playing a trailer. I think I saw it.
because we finished it in May of
Mhm.
2021, and they were supposed to initially start like that September, like playing it.
Mm.
But they just kept